These four people need to compete for the prizes of a lifetime on The Price is Right, presented by Spidell, makers of watch bands for him, for her. Spidell photo idents and Spidell cufflink and tie-clip sets. And now, your host on The Price is Right, Bill Cullen.
Very sweetly. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the nighttime version of The Price is Right. Now, you folks at home are going to have your last chance to bid for our current home showcase, which you will see just a little bit later on. But right now, let's us meet four real nice people, shall we just? First of all, our champion, back for her third week, Mrs. Pauline Rice, a housewife from Belton, South Carolina. Thus far, she has won $20,038 worth of merchandise. Congratulations. Belton, South Carolina. How big a town is Belton, ma'am?
Oh, it's very small. It's about 4,000, I think.
Well, that's pretty good. Are they watching you?
Well, I hope so. They think so much of your show. At least they did last week. They put off the PTA a half an hour.
They put off. It's too bad they don't watch our daytime show. Maybe we get the kids out of school.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Well, that's very good, Mrs. Rice. Good luck to you as you go along.
Thank
Let's say
you.
hello to this gentleman to your left, Mr. Georges Forget. Is that right, sir?
That's right.
Retired from West Englewood, New Jersey. What did you retire from, sir?
From the post office department.
I see. What'd you do there?
I started in as a letter carrier in 1903.
Well, for goodness sake, what do you do now, by the way, Mr. Forget?
Well, I just loaf around, play with my grandchildren, and monkey around with some flowers.
I don't think there's a more pleasant occupation in this wide world, do you? Next lady here is Mrs. Joyce Svoboda, a housewife from Houma, Louisiana. Is that right?
That's right.
My goodness, you are a tiny one over there. What does your husband do, Mrs. Svoboda?
He plays professional football. He's a defensive
Is he the New York Giant
Yes.
football?
That's right.
That is just for the sake of our audience, would you tell everybody how big he is?
He's 6'1" and weighs 220.
And now, just for the sake of that same audience, would you tell us how big you are?
Do I have to?
No.
It's usually a secret.
Oh, well.
I'm 4'10" and I weigh 89 pounds.
You two must look awfully nice walking down the street. I mean, that... do you walk along with him or just sort of go along under his arm, I imagine, Miss Svoboda?
Oh, no, he makes me walk by myself.
They are lazy bums, aren't they, these fellas? Let's say hello to Mr. John, and I hope I do this one right, Majars.
Right.
Majars, an apprentice draftsman from Ludlow, Mass. Where do you work, John?
Right now, Bill, I just got out of the Army, and I'm looking around to get settled.
Speaking of settled, are you married?
No, I'm going to get married next year, Bill.
Well, to each his own, I suppose. Good luck to you anyway, John. All right, now,
Thank
just
you.
to start you all off right, you will find in front of you a gift package from Spidell with a set of men's and ladies' watch bands, photo idents, and a match set of men's jewelry. You all take those, and you can just put them down there on the lower counter until the show's over. All right, now we're ready to play Price is Right. You know how it works. You bid for the merchandise that we present. You go as high as you like and stop whenever you like. The person who makes the highest bid without going over the actual retail value wins the item. And the big winner tonight gets a chance to come back next week as long as he or she is the big winner, just like our friend Mrs. Price here. You understand that? So if you're all ready, we're ready too. Let's take a look over there at the curtains on your left for tonight's first item to go up for bids on The Price is Right.
This is a cultural bed, a unique design all in one unit that has two beds facing each other divided by a utility table with shelves to store books, record player, typewriter, games, and you name it. And it's made for sleeping too, with a matched custom pair of Simmons Beauty Rest mattresses on Back Saber Foundation box springs. This cultural bed is yours if the price is right. Price authorities, Norman Dine Sleep Center and Simmons Company.
Okay, there you have it, and now we're going to begin the bidding. You understand what you're bidding for, Mrs. Rice. You just start the bidding, and we'll follow right on down the line.
Well, I'll bid $200.
Start with $200. Thank you. Mr. Forget.
$250.
$250. Mrs. Svoboda.
I'll say $275.
$275, says the lady whose husband plays football. How about you, Mr. Majars?
I really don't know, Bill.
Well,
I'll say $300.
$300, that's pretty... You're unmarried at the moment. If you win it, one of those beds has to be sustaining, doesn't it? Well, that's life anyway. Mrs. Rice, we're back to you. You're a 2, top us 300.
Let's
We won't
see,
comment
top.
anymore on the whole subject. You go ahead.
300 is top.
Yes, ma'am.
325.
All right, 325. Mr. Forget.
385.
385 says our ex-mailman. Mrs. Svoboda.
Oh, I'll say 400.
400. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Majars.
Well, I'm not experienced. I'll say 4 1/4, Bill.
4 1/4, says Mr. Majars, with a disclaimer that he is not experienced. Good enough. Now, the buzzer sounded, so you all get one more bid, beginning with Mrs. Rice. I'll fill you in now. You're at 3 1/4. Top is 4 1/4, Mrs. Rice. This is your final bid.
450.
450, final bid. Mr. Forget, you're 385. 450 is top. This is your last bid.
465.
465, thank you, sir. Mrs. Svoboda, you are 400. Top is 465. This is your last bid. You may either go over or freeze.
I'll freeze.
All right. Mr. Majars, without experience, you are 4 1/4. Top is 465. This is the final bid of the game.
I'll freeze, Bill.
Freeze he does, and the bidding's over. Okay, let me read them down for you now from left to right. 450, 465, 400, and 425. And in here, the answer. And over there, Mr. Majars. And everybody else. Actual, you all ready? Huh? Actual retail value, $1,033. Our retired mailman, Mr. Forget. Congratulations to you, Mr. Forget. Yes, sir. There you are. A bonus. A bonus, sir, yes. Now, Mr. Forget, I want you to watch carefully the set over there. Now that you've won yourself a cultural bed, how about some culture to go with it? There it is, a complete set of the regular modern library published by Random House, 299 volumes in all. And Mr. Forget, sir, since it takes more than culture to keep you warm on a cold winter night, we have for you, sir, in addition, and there it is, right there. And hers. Mr. Majars, without your experience, aren't you glad you didn't win those? That's all I have to say. There you are as your bonus tag, Mr. Forget, and the best of everything to you. Yes, sir. You're a retired postman. You have something now on which to retire, sir. Oh, incidentally, Mr. Forget, your new cultural bed will be delivered to your home by Allied Van Lines, movers to all over the world. They treat your possession with real expert care. All right, now, good people, thank you for waiting along with us. Right now, if you're ready, so are we. Let's see our next item to go up for bids on The Price is Right, and here it comes.
The elegance of sterling silver. A lavish tea service by Lunt, fashioned of massive weight, solid silver, artfully detailed with a hand-chased ornament in bold relief to reflect the luxury of the Charles II period. Now, examine these pieces carefully before we start our bidding. Look them over. Graceful Lunt sterling silver teapot, creamer, waste bowl and superb tray, sugar bowl, and coffee pot. 6 luxurious pieces of precious silver for you if you make the most sterling bid. Price authority, Lunt Silversmiths.
All right, good enough. Now, the only thing I have to tell you, this is not a one-bid item. You're going to bid until stopped. We will ask all of you to bid at least $100 over the preceding high bid. Mr. Forget, sir, if you will begin the bidding.
$400.
Mr. Forget begins at $400. Mrs. Svoboda.
I'll say
$800.
$100.
Mr. Majars.
900, Bill.
900. You can start your hope chest with this if you win it, sir. Mrs. Rice, our champion.
900's the last bid.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see, 1,000.
Thank you. 1,000. Back to you, Mr. Forget.
1,100.
1,100, says Mr. Forget. Mrs. Svoboda.
Oh, gosh, I'd love to have this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll say 1,200.
1,200. Thank you, Mrs. Svoboda. The buzzer means, beginning with Mr. Majars, ending with Mrs. Svoboda, you all get one more bid. This is your last bid, Mr. Majars. You're 9. Top is 12. This is your last bid. 6 pieces.
Top is 12, Bill?
Top is 12, yes, sir.
1450.
1450. Fine. Mrs. Rice, your final bid. You're at 1,000. Top is 1450.
$1,600.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Forget, you're at 11. Top is 16. This is your last bid.
$1,700.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Svoboda, you were at 1,200. Top is 17. And this is the last bid in the game, and make up your own mind. Don't be swayed by him.
I'm going to freeze.
All right, it's all over. Here are the bids. From left to right. 1,600, 1,700, 1,200, and 1,450. And in here we got the answer. Y'all ready? Oh, dear. Actual retail value, everybody take a deep breath, $2,575. Mr. Forget, you have done it again. There you are. Congratulations. Boy, you going to town, aren't you, huh? Man, oh. Say, you probably noticed the bids are instantaneously recorded on our tote machines made by the American Totalizator Company, a subsidiary of Universal Products Incorporated. And now, all you good people at home, you get set, because here it comes. Your turn to do some fine and fancy bidding on our home showcase. Now, you've seen our showcase for 2 weeks. Now, here it is again, and we are showing it to you right now for the very last time. Repeat, this is the last time. Take a good look at the 7 items that make up the showcase, because everything you see can be yours if you make the right bid. Y'all ready? Okay, then, this is what you're bidding for.
A sportsman's showcase. You'll ride the open road in this exciting sports car, a Jaguar, a sleek black hardtop coupe, model XK150, with a stunning combination of red and black leather upholstery, red wool carpeted floor. It's equipped with these extras: automatic transmission, chrome wire wheels, and white wall tires. A true sportsman you'll be hunting with this streamlined shotgun, the new Sportsman 58 by Remington Arms Company, a fast-pointing, lightweight, light recoil auto loader in the deluxe grade 12-gauge model with ventilated rib barrel. And you'll take along the hunter's best friend, a beautiful 4-year-old pedigreed golden retriever female sired by a champion and trained as a field dog. A sportsman on land and a sportsman at sea. You'll skim across the waters in this thrilling deluxe Speed Ship 19 inboard runabout by Owens Yacht Company, Baltimore, Maryland. A luxurious sports cruiser with high-styled molded fiberglass hardtop and 200-horsepower flagship marine V8 engine that is trailered between waters by this heavy-duty trailer by Mastercraft Trailers, Middletown, Connecticut, designed with adjustable running gear and heavy-gauge fenders. Now, this may be you, wearing a handsome, full-fashion long-sleeved shirt by Puritan Sportswear, the Brookside Breeze model in new Banlon yarn. You'll scan the horizon with these powerful binoculars, designed for long-distance viewing with 60-millimeter objective lenses, complete with a genuine leather carrying case. And there's more. For the rugged winter sportsman, mountain climbing and skiing in Switzerland. A fabulous round trip for 2, first class, aboard a luxurious new Douglas DC-7C of Sabena Belgian World Airlines, enjoying personalized service and international cuisine overnight from New York to Brussels, site of the 1958 Brussels World's Fair, and then on to Zurich, Switzerland, to enjoy your exciting sportsman's holiday abroad. This entire sportsman showcase is yours, if the price is right.
All right, now those are the 7 items in the Sportsman Showcase. This is your last chance to add them up and send us your total estimate to the penny for the entire showcase. Repeat, this is your last chance. Let's take a look at the next item that Spidell puts up for bids on The Price is Right.
A complete home laundry. It includes an RCA Whirlpool Imperial automatic washer with new fabric control, 3 washing cycles, and 5 temperature water selections. An automatic gas dryer with automatic time control. And a supreme automatic ironer with push-button heat, speed, and press control. A complete home laundry for you if you make the most accurate bid. Price authority, RCA Whirlpool.
Hey, isn't that lovely? That is a real trio, is it not? Washer, dryer, ironer, 3 pieces in all. Just to make this interesting, it's going to be a 1-bid item. You're all going to get only 1 shot at this. You may bid anywhere over under. Mrs. Svoboda, will you begin, please, ma'am? 1 bid and 1 bid only. I'll stand over here, out of your way. There you are.
Nice.
First chance, Mrs. Svoboda.
I'm going to bid,
Huh?
$7.50.
$7.50 is Mrs. Svoboda's single bid. Mr. Majors, any number at all, over or under, one bid only, sir.
Well, looks good, Bill.
All right.
Say about $9.75.
Thank you, Mr. Majors. Mrs. Rice, one bid only.
800.
800. Mr. Forget, one bid only.
What's the high bid?
Top is $9.75, bottom is $7.50.
$7.80.
$7.80 and it's all over. Here are the bids on a one-bid item. $800, $7.80, $7.50, and $9.75. One bid, everybody got on that one. And now get ready, because here is the actual retail value. It is $989.85. Mr. Majors has done it. Congratulations. There you are, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Oh, this is great, because this is just what a single man who just got out of the Army needs. Isn't that sensational? And now to go with that shiny new laundry equipment, here is a little something to launder. Here, sir, comes your bonus. How do you like that, huh? Boy, oh boy, a fabulous collection of 50 sheets and 50 pillowcases from Dan River Mills, including fine-combed, hem-stitched percales and delicate Victorian rose borders, plus 50 full-size, elegant Turkish baths. Isn't that sensational? Beautiful. Well, sir, we've been kidding you talking about what would a single fellow do with all that laundry equipment and all that. Well, we have another bonus for you. You ready for it? Here is the rest of your bonus, and wait till you see this. May I sit down here? This is always the most ridiculous feeling I've ever had in my life, but it's a nice seat. Well, now, sir, there you are. Oh, let me say, a beautiful recessed design bathtub, by the way, by the Crane Company of New York, styled in soft shell pink, and isn't she? It has a built-in corner seat and Dolly's faucets, and incidentally, Beverly does not go with it. Congratulations to you, sir. You're getting me wet. I want to tell you one thing we've been asked to announce for those of you at home who might be worried. Beverly is wearing a bathing suit. Well, now, thank you all for waiting. Are you all ready to go again? All right, get set now. Take a look over there to the left, and let's see the next item Spidell puts up for bids on The Price is Right. Here we go.
This is the 1958 Chrysler New Yorker Town and Country Wagon. An exciting four-door model in a stunning design of blending blues with handsome blue vinyl upholstery. It's equipped with a powerful radio, heater, and defroster. Automatic transmission is winterized with Prestone and has white sidewall tires. The keys to this magnificent Chrysler Town and Country Wagon are yours, if the price is right. Price Authority, Navon Auto Sales, New York.
And there it is, Mr. Majors. We're going to begin with you. I'll remind you all at least $100 over the preceding bid. Mr. Majors, would you start it, sir? Tony has the keys. She'll give them to somebody.
I don't know what to say. It's beautiful.
Well, just start in anywhere, Mr. Majors.
Oh, $2,000.
Thank you, sir. $2,000 is the opening bid. Mrs. Rice.
$2,200.
$2,200. Mr. Forget.
$2,800.
$2,800. Mrs. Svoboda.
$3,800.
$3,800. Mr. Majors.
$4,000.
$4,000. Mrs. Rice.
$4,250.
That's a nice round number. $4,250. Mr. Forget, you're at $2,800, sir.
Yeah, I'd have to build a new garage if I got it done.
Yes, you would.
$4,600.
$4,600, says Mr. Forget.
And
Mrs.
50.
Svoboda. You're at 38, top is 46.
I'm going to say,
Let her make up her mind now. Go ahead.
no. $47.50.
That was the toughest bid I've ever had in my life. $47.50. Mr. Majors.
$48.50.
$48.50. Mrs. Rice.
Free.
All right. Mr. Forget. Hold it. This would be the last bid. The buzzer sounded. Mr. Forget, you're 46. Top is 48.50. This would be your final bid, sir.
$49.75.
$49.75. Mrs. Svoboda, you're $47.50. Top is $49.75. This is your last bid. You have 5 seconds.
This is the FOB, no tax or anything?
Yeah, FOB, New York City, in other words.
City tax?
Yeah. If I'm wrong, we'll pay it. Go ahead, Mrs. Svoboda. 5 seconds. What
was the last one?
$49.75. You're $47.50.
I'm going to freeze.
After all of that, Mr. Majors, you're $48.50. Top is $49.75. Final bid of the game. That's the last one.
What was the last one, Bill?
Last bid. $49.75 is high. You're $48.50.
5,100.
What?
5,100.
It's up there. Good enough, and it's all over. Okay, here are the bids. From left to right. $42.50, $49.75, $47.50 with city sales tax, $5,100. In here, I got the, I'm excited too. I have the price. Actual retail value, $5,430.30. Mr. Majors, it's yours. There you go. Relax a minute, Mr. Majors. Relax and catch your breath, and so will I. Time for the final accounting to find out who won what and who comes back next week. Don Pardo, sir, what is the score?
Ready and waiting, Bill. Mrs. Rice, we're sorry you didn't win anything today, but you were our past champion. You certainly won a lot of wonderful prizes. And Mr. Forget has won the cultural bed and the library and the hot water bags, the silver tea set for a total of $4,101. And Mrs. Svoboda, we're sorry you didn't win, but we have for you a Polaroid land camera that develops its own pictures in just 60 seconds. And Mr. Maziarz has won the washer, dryer, ironer, and the sheets, the pillowcases, the towels, and the bathtub, and the station wagon for a total of $7,031. Bill, there are the totals.
No doubt about it, Don. With $7,031, a brand new champion, Mr. Majors. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Bill.
And, boy, you said you weren't married yet. There's got to be someone watching who's going to propose to you. I don't know who. Mrs. Rice, our ex-champion, thank you for coming back, ma'am. It was our pleasure.
Thank you so much for everything.
And we just enjoyed having you. You did $20,038, and that's pretty good. Mr. Forget, enjoy your $4,000 worth of merchandise, and happy retirement to you. And Mrs. Svoboda, you and your city sales tax. Well, all I have to say, enjoy your camera and take a lot of good pictures of that sensational husband of yours. Will you do that?
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks to all of you for being with us on The Price is Right. Say, friends, don't forget, this is your last chance to send in your postcard. The Sportsman Showcase next week, when The Price is Right, will be brought to you by RCA and RCA Victor. Until then, this is Bill Cullen saying thank you. Mr. Majors and I will be back again next Monday night. So long, everybody, and have a good week. Bye.
The Price is Right has been brought to you by Spidell, makers of the new Calypso watch band for men. It's debonair, devil may care, the band that was made for a millionaire. See Calypso at your jewelers. And this week's honor city is Indianapolis, Indiana, where some lucky person will be selected as a future contestant on The Price is Right. For those of you who live in the Indianapolis vicinity, see your jewelers for details. Transportation for tonight's guest was arranged by American Airlines, American choice of experienced travelers everywhere, and famous for the Mercury, luxury leader in the world of flight. Models dresses by C.U. Chapman. This is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the National Broadcasting Company. Stay tuned for The Restless Gun, starring John Payne, which follows immediately. This is Don Pardo speaking.